Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera. In this session, we want to discuss about introduction to work measurements. In the first part, we divided the discussion into 4 sections. First, what means by time standard and how they are determined, and then followed by what are the prerequisites for valid time standards, followed by the allowances in time standard, and the last section on this discussion, part 1, about accuracy, precision, and speed of application in work measurements. So in this session, we want to focus only on the first part, the time standard and how they are determined. So time is important in work system because of its economic significance. Most workers are paid for the time they are on the job. The labor content to produce a product or deliver a service is often a major determinant of the cost of the product or service. For any organization to operate efficiently and effectively, it is critical to know how much time should be required to accomplish a given amount of work. And next, discussion about definition on work measurement, standard time, and time study. So the term time study and work measurements are often used interchangeably. Both are concerned with how much time it should be take to complete a unit of work. And for work measurement, refers to a set of 4 techniques that are concerned with the evaluation of a task. Again, on this discussion, we will focus on 4 techniques that refer to direct time study, predetermined motion time system, PMTS, standard data system, SDS, and work sampling. And the task that is measured is usually a repetitive work cycle. So the objective of these work measurement techniques is to determine a standard time for the task. So what is the definition of standard time? Yeah. Amount of time that should be allowed for an average worker, the first point, average worker, to process one work unit using the standard method and working at normal pace. So from this definition, we can highlight several important key elements. First, amount of time performed by an average worker, process one work unit using the standard method, and then working at normal pace. So because of its emphasis on time, work measurement is often called time study. Yeah. However, in a modern usage and in our coverage in this discussion, time study has slightly broader meaning, whereas work measurement is generally focused on human work effort. Time study refers to all of the ways in which time is investigated and analyzed in work situations, whether the work is accomplished by human workers or automated systems. Here we discuss the various techniques used to measure work and other job activities of human workers. Again, time is an important variable used to evaluate performance in the variety of work systems. In manual work, worker machine system, assembly lines, logistic work, service operations, and projects, time is the common factor that determines performance. So in this discussion, we provide an overview of work measurement, the basic definition, and principles that apply to all of the techniques and the issues that are faced in their application. So why are these time standards are beneficial? How does an organization know whether it needs time standard for its operations? The following characteristics are typical of industrial situations in which time standards should be beneficial. So I will highlight several of it. So example, low productivity. If the current level of productivity is low, then there are significant opportunities for improvement. So using the time standard, it can help the organizations to recognize area for improvement so that the low productivity can be improved to higher productivity. Second example, uh, repeat orders. So once the time standard is set during the first order, the same standard can be used for successive order. Yeah. In long production runs, means that the time invested to set the standard is portioned over more parts, thus reducing the average cost of the work measurements. What are the other criteria the time standard are beneficial when we want to study the repetitive work cycles? So the work measurement can be justified more readily when the work cycle is highly repetitive. And the last one is in short cycle times. Short work cycle require less time to set standard. So this is when are the time standard are beneficial. And what is the function of this time standard? So what is the benefits when we do this work measurement, or we analyze the time study to develop this standard time? When accurately determined, time standards serve the following important functions and applications in an organization. They define a fair day's work. If the quantity of work units completed by a worker, when multiplied by their respective standard times, add up the number of hours in the shift, then the worker has put a fair day's work. Yeah. Example, example, standard a standard time to produce one box is 10 minutes. It means that in 1 hour, they should 6 boxes being produced. If the worker working 8 hours per shift, so 8 hour time by 6 box, so in a day works, the worker have to produce 48 box. The other ideas on this function of time standard is they provide a means of converting the workload to be produced into the staffing and equipment resources needed to accomplish the workload. So they help to determine manpower requirement and capacity limitations to manage the resources. The other function of time standard is they allow alternative methods to be compared objectively because we analyze the method. So we can choose the best method to be implemented in the process. And the other function of time standard is they provide a basis for wage incentive and evaluation of worker performance. Yeah. And time standard also able to provide time data for production planning and scheduling, cost estimating, material requirement planning, and other management functions that depend on accurate task time data. So this is several functions of time standard and the beneficial on the in the organizations. So that's all for this session. So we have discussed the definition of the importance of times and several definition on time standard and work measurement, followed the benefits of applying this time study and work measurement analysis. So thank you.